Forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. Net Radio.
Yes, I can hear them saying, boys, stop living in the past. Where can I find that energy, the raw magic that comes down from the grassroots? Yes, I'm from a place where soca, the resounding power you could feel anytime, any hour, sunshine or shower. You will feel it anywhere you look, and it read like a storybook. I come from when ground used to carry it. We used to carry it when the ground used to carry it. We used to carry it when the ground used to carry it. We used to carry it when the ground used to carry it. We used to carry it when Arima had it, Maturita had it, Santa Rosa had it, Donyaruka had it, in Mova had it, in Sawa had it, Soparia had it, look all over. Downtown Fed was the vibes when West people live from Link Junction and Beaton to head to the playground and who they link inside Arima and Central Tobago and Southside. The traffic on insomnia morning down the by West Morin have cars parking like a garage. Me drinks bottle long like ruler in a cooler and we chip with Dr. Mouse to for Canada. Them time the ground used to carry it. We used to carry it when the ground used to carry it. We used to carry it on the flag to the carry it. We used to carry it on the cooler to the carry it. We used to carry it when Central had it, Korea had it, Columbia had it, Dipping Penal had it, 500 had it, when Enterprise had it, Hoover had it, the full of eyes. Downtown Fed was a safe space. 30,000 people of different background, confusion, PSA ground shaking like an earthquake. But everyone was fine, it was when hot girl wine. We used to say the downtown massive and the up tongue massive with no fences to separate. And it was like a rite of passage when your clothes get damaged as you start setting by the gate. 10 times did the ground, we used to carry it. We used to carry it up and down, we did carry it. We used to carry it when the flag to the carry it. We used to carry it when the band to the carry it. We used to carry it, Marabella had it, and Santa Cruz had it.
Wake up, rise up. It's the Net Radio Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music and vibes to start your day right.
Well, good morning everybody. Good morning Trinidad, Tobago. Good morning to our neighbors in the Caribbean. Our friends who are streaming all around the globe. I'm sure you're bringing back some good memories when you used to carry it. Good to have you here on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, Heartbeat of the Caribbean. Of course, we take you above and beyond. It's a beautiful Friday morning. We're happy to be here in the land of the living. So let me say thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. All that we do there, God, let it be a blessing, honor to you. People, I am yours truly, Sir Charles in the company. Happy to be here with you. Happy am I, as always, to be getting up with you, giving God thanks and praises. To Trinidad and Tobago, neighbors in the Caribbean, friends who are streaming all around the globe. This is your Get Up and Go. We welcome everybody on the Breakfast Show.
Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
All right. Good morning, and welcome to the Breakfast Show on this Friday morning. And you know we love a Friday because the weekend has begun, people. So don't you forget it. Put a smile on your face. It's the weekend. It's Friday, and we celebrate Fridays here like no other.
It's a Friday, baby! Your weakest us right here. Are you ready?
That's to put you in the Friday mood because it's Friday. The weekend has begun. And of course, lots to do this Friday. This weekend, theater is on at Central Bank Auditorium. Your Don't Leave Foul to Watch Corn is on. We are so looking forward to it. We haven't been in the Central Bank Auditorium for a while. So, it's kind of like a special place for theater. It's where theater, a lot of theater actually started was at Central Bank Auditorium. So we're looking forward to it on Saturday at 8:30 and Sunday at 6:30. And of course, the box office at Central Bank Auditorium opens from 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily for you to get your tickets. You can also get your tickets online. Check RSRR Productions Theater. But good morning to all our listeners and viewers wherever you are across the planet. Thanks for joining us. We know you have a choice, and we're glad you chose us. And let me say a good morning to my co-hosts, Wendell and Sir Charles.
Good morning, guys. Good to be here with you this morning. And good morning, everybody, wherever you are getting up with us. Happy to be here with you.
Morning, Richard. Morning, Sir Charles. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. It's Friday morning, as Richard said. Full of energy this morning, but I don't have it today. Sorry, my apologies. I don't have that kind of energy that you have. And I definitely
Somebody
don't have
come on
the
now,
energy
shoot us. Here we
here.
go. Come on now.
All right.
And I definitely don't have the energy she has. But Anyway, we're happy to be in the land of the living. Condolences to those who would have lost loved ones, of course. And happy birthday to Michael Mohammed, down there in, I don't know if he's Digamata. He used to be Dr. Rolly right-hand man. Anne-Marie Young was yesterday. What is going on? Genevieve Bourne Simpson, Marlene Herrera, Derek Blackett, Solomon Rodney. Those are my birthdays today. And my very good friend who lives out there in London. He's been living there for the last 30 years. Ever see somebody went to study, went to school in London, worked in London, has lived in London for 30 plus years, maybe 35, and has never lost his Trinidadian accent? I find that amazing. Dennis Neve, today is his birthday, my very good friend. We both together.
There are plenty of people like that, right?
Huh?
There are plenty of people like that, right?
No, I don't know plenty of people like that. I know people just go in the airport and change the accent one time.
There are many Trinidadians and Tobagonians who are living abroad for decades.
They ain't bought the plane yet, Wendell.
They ain't playing yet and they're talking, hey man.
Yeah, that's something like that, but there are many who live there for decades and still have their Trinidad accent.
Well, Dennis is one. I have to tell you, he is one. And he's cussed like a tree still. Oh Lord, he can cuss. He's cussed like you, Richard.
Me, I don't curse.
and who right-hand man is he was?
No, that's not the right-hand man. That's a good friend. A partner of mine who's been living in London for a lot of years.
But I have so many birthdays. This week was chock full of birthdays because I said David Williams' birthday yesterday, who I say is probably the best male formal singer in Trinidad and Tobago. We also have Benita Wilson's birthday was this week too. Of course, she plays the role of Julie in the play this weekend.
That's her name, what's her name?
Benita Wilson. So that was her birthday was this week. It just passed. And on Sunday, it's Hayden's birthday.
Hayden?
Yeah, so
Hayden is Libra?
Yeah, Hayden's birthday is Sunday.
My God.
Yeah, he is Sunday. Yep. So his birthday is Sunday. So usually anytime there are people's birthdays, we usually have cake and stuff backstage. So and that's like 3 cakes. Okay. I had to do one and mark B, D, and H.
Yeah, we had to put Benita first.
Well, this was first was B, D, and then H. So 3 birthdays we'll be celebrating this weekend because we celebrate when birthdays fall in the week of a show. We celebrate backstage either Saturday or Sunday.
All right. So Charles, you know what that means on Monday, right?
Yeah, well.
Yeah. So you gotta get up. We have Brian Manning on Monday, so you have to join that.
You have to get up.
Yeah. Yes.
So, but you know what? Let's get into our good news for today.
Bring back the old time days. Bring back them old time ways. I know everything must change, but I still love the old time days. Used to be everyone could afford to live right, just to feel nice, didn't need no paradise. Now open your eyes, look around, smoke in the city, and what was pretty, crying out for sympathy. So bring back the old time days. Bring back them old.
So just a little bit of the old time Trinidad there, and that's just I'd use that for some good news this morning.
Yeah.
I'm of course never letting you forget that today is Friday.
He loved that video, Wendell. He loved that.
Yeah,
He loved that. All right,
Yeah.
we'll put it inside, you know. Yeah, nice.
It's a good addition to the one with good times.
Yeah. You know, looking back at that video there, I remember especially when I saw like the real old time houses, you know. I say, remember going by my grandmother, you know, in El Secro and Backchain Street, you know. Remember that old house and how it was, and you open the window and the kitchen sink outside the window there. Yeah.
Oh. There's an old time house actually for sale in St. James. Now, right on the corner of Lockport Street and Western Main. I'm sure people have passed and seen it. Ken Valley used to have a business there for years. And it morphed into other things. But it's for sale. It has a long time trellis and all kind of thing outside. I've seen a for sale sign on it. It's dead on the corner. You can't miss it. After it's me, then Euphies, and then that building right on the corner. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful building.
Okay. All right.
You used to have a bar,
huh?
You used to have a bar or something, so not.
Yes, it used to have a bar there. Yeah, Ken Valley used to sell wine and all different manner of things there you could have gone and buy. And he had a bar out at the back. The last thing that they had there was a guy who was renting cocktail tables and so on. That type of thing. Yeah. That's the last business I know there. But it's a real old time building. You understand? They modernized some parts of it, but they kept that look, that old time look. You know? But the US Embassy and the Prison Service opened a barber shop in Diego Martin. Recently, the US Embassy invested $18,000 to fund barbering courses for 15 youths incarcerated at the Youth Training and Rehabilitation Center. The barbershop will offer free haircuts to the public and train formerly incarcerated individuals in barbering. The US Embassy is proud to support this initiative that makes America stronger by reducing recidivism. By providing career alternatives to formerly incarcerated individuals, we hope to reduce crime, improve citizen security, and make Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean safer and more secure. Isn't that something?
Yeah, that's a good
to the public, and of course, it's training formerly incarcerated youths in barbering and so on. I think that's an excellent, and it's stuck.
That's a good news. That's a good news segment, actually.
Yeah, I don't know why they stick it all the way in the back of the newspapers, literally the page before the last. I just happened to see it.
That's interesting. You know? So I mean, kudos to the prison service and kudos to the US Embassy.
Most definitely.
For that initiative.
So former inmates will get free haircuts and stuff. That's what it's about.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it said it's free.
No, but it's free for everybody. You could go there, Sir Jazz. If you don't want a free haircut, you could go there. That's what they say.
No, let me show where in Diego Martin, though. Maybe someone who knows about it. Let us know.
Restricted to former prisoners or anything. Anybody can go and get a free haircut.
Yeah.
No, I have one barber for years. I not changing it.
I has changed barbers. I everywhere I go, everywhere I travel in the world, I've gone to a barber shop. I could care less what kind of trick. They ask me what I want. I say, just do what you want.
Well, you don't hear it. So just
now that I have no hair, it's easy for them to recognize what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's my choosing to take off all my hair. You know?
But what I can't take with the barber, I can't take the line thing. I can't. I see. I have my brother-in-law is go 8 o'clock in the morning and come back 4 o'clock in the afternoon and wait by the barber. I can't do that. I can't do that. So when I'm ready to go, I call my barber the other week and tell him I come in, and I know I go on. I could get in and get out. You see that waiting by barber, that long line. I'm not doing that.
My barber actually comes home by me.
I can deal with all that.
Yeah, but I can't wait in a barber shop all day like some people do. But some people like a lime. It's a lime sometimes for people. You know? Yeah. It's a lime. What else is in the news? What good news today? Well, it's the weekend. You can't get better than that.
Are you saying that I saw that you posted up something, early this morning, so I only saw it just before we came on. Something with people playing football. I'm not so sure what that is. But you said that they also changed the name from Soca Warriors to Carnival Kings. Is that what you said?
Some people said that to me, and I saw it on social media. But the actual newspaper is saying that no new name has been chosen as yet so says the TTFA president. The newspaper article, because I actually have a physical newspaper today, said no new name has been chosen as yet. But yet still, among those making the list, and I'll tell you the list because there's a list of names, 12 names have been submitted for new names, right? Calypso Warriors, Carnival Kings, which is what that article says, Kai Soca Boys, Kai Soca Warriors, Panorama Boys, Soca Gladiators, Soca Invaders, Soca Kings, Sunshine Boys, Trinbago Vikings, Trinbago Warriors, and Trini Warriors. Those are the 12 names submitted. But that social media post is saying that they chose Carnival Kings. So I don't know how true that is. But it was trending yesterday. But it fits in with what the TTFA president is saying. He is saying it's 12 names, a list of 12 names to choose from, and they haven't chosen one as yet. So I don't know if the social media posts came after this article. What do you think? Carnival Kings, what you like that?
Like everything else, you have to get accustomed to it, because we have been accustomed to the Soca Warriors for so long.
No, what Richard said, they say, Charles, you can't miss out on when Richard gave out news here.
No, I just think, God, it'd be the Trinidad and Tobago football team.
Of course, it would be Trinidad and Tobago, but of course, they like yeah.
That is as basic as it gets. And then we have Trinidad and Tobago football team.
Yeah. I can see Maximus writing this song for it one time.
What, Trinidad and Tobago football team?
Yes. Gotta go through all kinds of things. Kai Soca Warriors. Kai Soca Warriors.
We're looking for a sobriquet.
Kai Soca Vikings. My God. We just make everything complicated and try to make good. I swear. We complicate everything.
Taking the field now is the Trinidad and Tobago football team.
The football team. And that's it. Punto final.
You have to pay a cent for that. You have to pay a cent for that.
Zero. Nothing. Oh God, hey.
Yeah. Anyway, Johnny Abraham is back after retiring 10 years ago from the police service. He is touted to be the new head of the NOC, National Operations Center. What do they do there?
Well, before you actually go there, I think you should greet the people on the stream and get that out of the way. Richard, close off the good news.
I'm trying to get my coffee before it go cold.
Are we going straight to greet the people on the stream?
Yes, let's do that. Let's do
that.
Lots of people on the stream already. Valerie Mendoza, for the third day straight, she has gotten up at 12:01 to message us. Chris Toussaint, also up very early. He sent me this poll actually yesterday. He said, would you agree to reduce the number of public holidays, I already say no, by half in exchange for a 4-day work week permanently? So we have 4-day work weeks if we take off half of the public holidays we have. What do you think, Richard?
Why we can't have both? Why people like to make things complicated?
I don't understand that, Chris. Chris, we want both. Anthony Tinto says grand rising to the breakfast crew. We will do it as a poll actually. We will take your advice now, Chris. We will take it as a poll. Grand rising to the breakfast crew at Lower Lockdown. Suzanne Jessup also says good morning from Suzanne, Suzette, and Mrs. Gemma. DL says good morning. Ava Smith, blessed Friday, Wendell, Richard, and Sir Charles. Happy weekend all. Brennan Smith. Is Brennan Smith and Ava Smith related? I don't know. They
All
always
Smith
message right after
people are related, right?
No, but they always message right after one another. I wouldn't ask that question if I didn't.
No, but then you ask that all the time.
No, did I? Not Brennan Smith, not them. Have I asked that about them? I'm not sure. Maybe I have.
We'll bookmark it, so next time we'll find out. Richard will bookmark it for you.
Morning, Eunice Dublin. Morning, Doreen Pierre. Wendy Ann and Frank James also says have a restful weekend, but not restful for Richard. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr also says good morning. Margaret Thomas, top of the morning to you, gentlemen. Now, long somebody and call Richard and Sir Charles, gentlemen. Richard Jeremiah also says good morning. Boy Bidesi from Dede and Noel from Oshawa. Marlon Motley from North Valsane. Erica Charles, Robert CJ from New York. Morning, CJ. Michael Cadet, Carol Guevara, Michael Mapp, Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona. Diane Payne, Lambert Bruce from El Dorado. Debbie Modest. Apollonius, Kathy Ann Charles from Cascade. James Kamau, Hans Yellow Heart Red. What is that? Hans Yellow Heart Red. Okay, I think I'll follow you, James. Robert Harper also says good morning. Claire Lendo Rollins. Joyce Phillip, Magic. Slick Money Grip says good morning, gentlemen. Patricia Defoe. Susan Jessup says the weekend begins. Biggest fall cock show with Richard is on. Sappy Sunday with Sir Charles and Rumbox in St. James. Level drinks on sale. Thanks for putting that there. CJ says, good one, Richie. Slick Money Grip. They switch up to keep us laughing and happy. Merle McComey says, good morning, gentlemen. GH, whoever that is, good morning. Chris says, morning, free cake. That means that Steve can come into the play this weekend. Yeah. Gavin Frank, good morning from Tobago. Bernadette and Melissa Yates. Michael Robinson from Yokohama, Japan. Odell Guy from Sangre Grande. DL says it's $100 I paid for a haircut. Now, best I passed through there. You're right. $100 is cheap. Shoma Paul, good morning, gentlemen. Have a great weekend. Rena Budu Jennings. Katie says good morning. Miss Sampson says good morning, guys. Be the name change will be Tassa Warriors to words. Okay. Brenda Shaw, Kenny and Harlem. Amanda Edwin is back with us. Thanks, Amanda.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Brennan Smith, I am in Tobago, Ava in South. No relation. So, see, Richard, we get the answer. If I'd gotten that answer before, I would. So, how do you know Ava in South, though?
You get one answer, you want another one, though.
We know you in Tobago, Brennan. How you know Ava in South? Valerie Mendoza, Wendell, I am not yet asleep when I send my greetings. Oh boy. Ron DeSantis Jr. says good morning from Baltimore. David McCarthy said terrific trio and everybody else greetings. Derek Duncan, happy sunrise soul. That's a brand new name also. I don't know if he misspelled it, but I will say it's Derek Duncan. All right. So those are the greetings on the chat.
All right, so let's say good morning to the people on the WhatsApp coming in. And Frank Andrews came in very early. And then we had Mr. Beeps out there in Maravalo. It's pretty good. Brenda in Pinal, good morning. Chris Kirap, good morning. Colin coming out of Carnage. Zena, getting up in Arima like everybody else. Mahi, who is in Columbus, Ohio. Captain Ron in Orlando, and Fifi in Addis Ababa. Terry and Peters out there in Mova. Kent in Laventel. Well, of course, Ingrid is in Arizona. Linda out there in London remembers the old time house. Virginia is on the inside. Ron DeSantis, good morning. Horatio, good morning to you. And a very special good morning to Miss Sampson. So those are all the people that we have.
But a lot of those names you call Charles also on this chat.
Serious.
And WhatsApp chat too?
Yes.
Quite a few of those names are greeted on this chat. All right, no problem.
All right. So let's go to the break and we will be back. Don't go anywhere, people.
Pay $1 down on higher purchase plans at Furniture Plus. Enjoy fast approval, low interest rates, and up to 36 months financing. Retirees, self-employed, and permanent employees apply today. Buy now, pay later with Furniture Plus credit plans. Conditions apply.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
It's the funniest comedy, rated 10 out of 10. You don't leave out to watch Corn. Now hits the Central Bank Auditorium on Saturday the 27th of September at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday 28th at 6:30 p.m. before heading to Sapa San Fernando on October 4th and 5th. It's the best show of 2025. You don't leave out to watch Corn. September 27th and 28th at Central Bank Auditorium and October 4th and 5th at Sapa. Call 481-2185 for further information. You don't leave out to watch Corn.
You know, before we get into the newspapers, and I know Wendell is raring to go with the Express, I forgot a very important birthday. It's the birthday of my aunt, Auntie Joyce Ramcharan. Her birthday is today, actually. And I think, Amanda, you could put it in the stream, or you could run down and tell me. I think she's 95. She'll be 95 today. So some of my cousins are down here to celebrate with her. So I'll be going there later.
There's also Jamie and Edwin on the chat, Richard.
Right, so he is married to my cousin.
Okay.
So today's her birthday. So happy birthday, Auntie Joyce Ramcharan.
Is that the same aunt that lives down the street that you have not seen in years?
No, that's another.
Don't
get confused, Sir Charles.
No,
Mind your business and keep in your lane. Keep in your lane, please. Just in case you forget.
It's a Friday,
Right?
Keep in your lane.
Right.
That's the new lyrics of people now. Keep in your lane.
So the one down the street, that is which one?
It's your zone. Stay in your zone.
I don't want to get the ants mixed up, you know. Aunties and them mixed up. I want to know. All right, okay. Yes. Let me stay my leader. You understand? You're right.
I remember your Auntie Joyce, from way back in the day, attending meetings, and she was a stalwart boy. Whoa.
Yep.
I remember her.
National movement, yep.
Yeah, I remember her. She was indeed a story. She was like, remember there was this policewoman who was always also in a PNM meeting, B. Patson, Marjorie B. Patson.
Mm-hmm.
You remember her too?
Yeah.
Yeah, your aunt was a stalwart like that. She would always be there, up front in conventions and so on. Yeah, I remember that. Anyway, good morning also to Keanu Flavor, Amanda Ed. Oh yeah, she is 95 years young today, Richard. And Melchizedek, all right? And also Patricia Reed and Damian Edwin joined the chat after, all right? So,
early birthday greetings going out to Far Rockaway also. He celebrates his birthday tomorrow. So
Far Rockaway tomorrow. Yeah, when he told me that, I said, but you are liberal then. I said, no wonder why you're so outspoken and controversial.
I must let you know, Wendell, that I saw something on I think it was Facebook or Instagram, one of these social media sites, that talked about what people thought were the most difficult partners in terms of zodiac signs. And Libra featured a lot. I just let you know and putting it out there.
I have no doubt that Libra would feature.
Libra featured a lot. That people found Libras were very difficult partners. Scorpios were hardly there, by the way, people.
I'm sure number one is Capricorn or Capricorn, according to some people. I'm sure they are number one.
But a lot of the other signs featured. But you know, regardless of zodiac signs, human beings are difficult. So it spans zodiac signs.
So true. So true. Anyway, let's get into today's Express. Today, of course, is Friday, September 26th. And the headline reads, Downgrade Danger. S&P lowers TNT's outlook to negative, warns of risk to country's finances and credit. And of course, the finance minister has already responded. He said during the budget presentation, he will lay out a plan, which we don't know yet. When is the financial year ends in 4 days, and they are yet to announce a budget date. I don't know what's going on.
Usually be in the first week, or usually the first week in October. So
but they normally announce it before.
Well, they might announce it Monday or Tuesday.
By then we're in October?
No, but we'll be in October.
We have 4 more days left in the month. Anyway,
September goes
to September 30th, right?
Yeah.
All right. Maybe they wait until then. Johnny Abraham to take over at NOC. That's also
probably on the 6th of October they might do it, which is the Monday.
Okay.
But go on. Yeah.
And there is a picture of Minister of Works and Infrastructure Julian John, who is now the acting Prime Minister. She's taking the hand of the current Prime Minister, Kamala Prasad, as she departs in the diplomatic lounge yesterday in PR. All right, those are all on the front page. PM to address UN today. Teacher held for cocaine at school sent to St. Anne's Hospital. That's a crazy story, because apparently while doing the virtual court appearance, he was just passing his hand through his head and putting his face up to the screen. So they said the teacher who was found with cocaine, he at a school in, where's the school? Dow Village, Reform Village. No, he is from Reform Village.
Oh, so that's what they felt he had a mental problem because he was doing that?
Yes. But you do that all the time?
I do so.
Look at that. So Charles.
Yeah. We have to see
why we always laughing at everything?
Who to talk to.
Anyway, in the back of today's Express, praise for COP. That's the Commissioner of Police on first 100 days. Apparently today is his 100th day in office. I think he's done pretty well also. I mean, but they have highlighted the other incidents that have happened under the watch of this Commissioner of Police, including the increase in police killings. That's a concern. Opposition.
That's concerning. Anytime you have police killings, it's concerning.
Yeah.
And you have to investigate all. So, they should have investigations on all.
Well, PCA has gone pretty silent. We haven't heard from David West in a while. he's just gone silent.
That's true. And the last time, well, it's true. You haven't heard from him much.
Yeah, he's gone quiet.
Yeah.
Opposition slams speaker over PM question time. Privy Council dismisses COVID detention appeal. And of course, U.S. Embassy Prison Service open a barber shop. All right, those are all stories trending in today's Express.
All right, I'll do the Newsday. And in the Newsday, some of the main headlines in the Newsday are: Dad agrees to stand as bail surety for accused teenage son. Vandals hit Caripachima West Secondary School. Brown PM put TT Fo's slogan empty rhetoric. Fraud charges against La Romaine contractor dropped because of no evidence. And Tanku, S&P hails Trinidad and Tobago's resilience and urges reforms. That's the way they framed it. Beckles protect Trinidad and Tobago's sovereignty and identity. And Tashia Burris says, I'm still Secretary of Tourism. That's a Tobago story. And actuarial report NIS to collapse with ATM. But we talked about that yesterday. And a new board appointed to Exim Bank. In case of it. Interestingly enough, I don't know why I watched some of these UN reports or UN speeches, because it's UN week. And I saw the Slovenia president. She was really good. She was really good in terms of her speech. I thought her speech was really good. I saw there was a vote yesterday in the UN on the Palestinian issue in terms of the visas, because the president or the head of Palestine, I don't know if it's president, they call it, was denied a visa by the United States. And which is kind of contrary to the provisions of the UN, because you give visas regardless, but they were denied visas, the leaders of whoever the elected officials in Palestinian state. And they weren't allowed to come to the UN, so they had to do it virtually. But there was a resolution put forward yesterday where the assembly voted on a resolution saying that they should be given visas, basically, that they should be allowed and that they should hold to the UN Charter, etc. And it was 145 to 5 with some abstentions. 145 countries voted that yes, they should be allowed their visas. Of course, the 5 included the United States and some other countries who were against the resolution. But the vast majority of countries, including Trinidad and Tobago, voted for the resolution, because you could see the board and who voted. So I don't know if people are watching the UN stuff, but I find it very interesting.
Yeah, I've seen a few of the comments from some of the heads. I think one of the heads had called for Donald Trump to be arrested. Words to that effect. But I also saw something, I think it was from Finland, the head of Finland, also making a comment. But yeah, we can buy the newspapers and how they find it.
And of course,
are you done?
And one of the big issues was the escalator not working when President Trump and Melania Trump were up the escalator.
That was a scary thing, actually,
It's not a scary thing, escalators don't work all the time.
No, Richard, somebody stopped that escalator.
Right, and they said it's the videographer who was at the top of the escalator. The UN is saying it's probably him, and he accidentally hit it because they had a camera on top.
Right.
So they're saying it has to be one of his people.
Yeah.
And that is a safety switch that they think the videographer hit.
Yes. There's a stop switch at the top.
Yeah, so they say that's what they think happened.
Yeah.
But it became a whole big issue.
Yeah, and his teleprompter also too going down.
And they said that's not the UN, they said that was the White House. They said the White House was in charge of the teleprompter for his speech.
Yeah.
Their people.
And by the way, are you finished with the Express?
Yes, you could go to the Guardian, to Charles. It should be a little bit more assertive sometimes.
Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you very much, Richard. So S&P gives TNT a negative outlook.
What?
TNT partnership. I ain't taking it further. Retired top Johnny Abraham to head the NOC, Warner still uneasy despite winning extradition case. Says people who went underground now calling him again. Spike in attacks against girls, women worries Penny. National awardee urges women to be change makers, and opposition blocked from asking PM follow-up questions. And PNM distances itself from Kojo Award criticism. Yeah, that's the
award criticism.
Apparently, some people are saying that some people are saying that Professor Kojo only got the Order of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, which is the highest award you can get, because he's aligned himself with the UNC, and it's a kind of political favor.
Yeah.
And Salman Kanjul said, "No, I deserve the award."
I can see him saying that.
So yes, so I deserve the award. So it became a little. I don't know if it rose to the level of controversy. I think a lot of Trinidadians and Tobagonians, they really don't care.
Yeah.
But it became a talking point maybe on social media.
Okay.
It became a news item. I watched part of that opposition press conference, but it's one of those press conferences where you kind of fast forward. What are they talking about? Okay. I was kind of watching it that way. I was watching it after the press conference.
The leader of the opposition is also in the UN, She was also invited. I don't know if she's making a speech, but she was also invited to the UN. So she is also there, Penelope.
I don't think opposition leaders make speeches.
Yeah, but I found it strange that when I saw that she was invited, and because I don't know that opposition leaders of any other country are invited. I'm not sure how that works, but maybe as she was part of the UN at one time. Remember, she was our representative in the UN for quite a while.
She was.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's in that capacity that she might have been invited. But you ever notice?
Wait, let me just find out. So Charles, are you finished?
Yes, I did.
Well, we finished it.
Yeah.
Kind of finished it, man.
Kind of, because we kind of just broke in.
You ever notice there's an acting prime minister, there's a deputy speaker of the House, there's a vice president of the Senate, there's an acting chief justice, but there's no acting opposition leader whenever the opposition leader leaves. There's no position like that. There's even an acting commissioner of police. You ever notice there's never been an acting leader of the opposition?
Because what they will do, stop the country?
No, I'm just saying for a position that's high up, because that's potentially the next prime minister, leader of the opposition.
You have a chief whip. No, you're not a chief whip. You have your, what they call it? Is it chief whip?
Well, yeah, there's a chief whip. Yeah. Who controls the opposition bench.
Yeah. Who's that?
Is it Marvin Gonzalez?
I think it's Marvin Gonzalez.
I think it is Marvin Gonzalez.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yes. And the leader in the Senate, I think, is Dr. Amy Brown.
But he's talking a lot. He's talking more than Faris Al-Rawi. Isn't Faris Al-Rawi in the Senate too?
Nobody don't want to hear Faris?
Faris not coming forward at all.
For somebody who's in the belly of the PNM, you're very disrespectful sometimes. After that,
I am the navel string right now.
They must be blacklist you so big. You must be
the blacklist makes me long. The blacklist me long time.
Your name was the first on the blacklist list. The blacklist list.
I said local government is a hoax.
Yeah.
I have been blacklisted, and I don't.
Because they have a big blacklist, and they're probably put in brackets, not in alphabetical order, in order of blacklisting. Number 1, Wendell Stephen.
If I blacklisted Darian right after, I don't care. Local government is a hoax, and this government will prove that local government reform is a hoax. Watch and see. Anyway, that's it for us today.
Any ideas for the poll? Wendell?
Yes, sorry?
Any ideas for the poll?
We'll go with Chris Tusa's suggestion. Will you will you agree to a 4-day work week if half of the public holidays are removed? All right?
All right.
So we could go with that. It's a light day. It's Friday. Yes, sir? Mm.
Oh, can we open up the lines now, or you all not feel like hearing people talk?
Well, today's their day, so.
Exactly. So I don't understand why you all are not letting people call in.
Mm.
So the lines are now open. You can call in to the breakfast show, and it's Friday, just in case you forgot. I don't know how you can forget that today is Friday.
Last Friday.
Your weakest us, right? Yeah. Are you ready?
There's a lot of energy there, you know.
Yeah. Caller, good morning to you. Welcome.
Hey, morning, gentlemen. Front and center. Happy Friday to you all. Hope you had a good midday weekend. Midday holiday. I'm sorry. I'm not Joe Biden moment here. Hey, guys, this is long before I was born here. So this question I'm asking you here is long before possibly half of you fellas here. But anyway, WPC, Bipat Singh, that was the name, right? The police constable, very much a very strong PNM supporter. But do you remember the most famous arrest she did?
I can't remember offhand. I can't remember.
Bipat Singh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But go ahead. What was it?
And again,
Yes, I remember. Hold on. It was a guy who didn't stand up for the national anthem.
That's it. You see?
Yeah.
Right. You see? So I prove it here. That
Yeah, I remember
half
that.
of you all was longer than I was. I just point that up from the history books. Yeah. She arrested a guy for not standing up for the national anthem. But he got off, right? The judge let him off.
Yes, he did.
Because, not standing for the flag doesn't, I don't think it's in the books or anything when, it's a flag. It says burning the flag, here in the US, Supreme Court say that is a right, freedom of expression, if I'm not mistaken, under the First Amendment. But now I understand some folks want to make it something that you could go to jail for. I know how they will do that. But it's really despicable when you see, I see people not originally from the US, and I will feel just as strong even in Trinidad. During a protest, they actually had a child stomp on top of the US and the Israeli flag. That's just sickening. Anyway, guys, have a great day. Take it easy.
All right.
Bye.
Take care.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to just tell Miss Henry. Miss Henry said, Wendell, you keep saying local government reform is a hoax. Could you explain why? I've explained on many occasions to Ms. Henry, but I'll just give you one reason why. It has never been proposed as part of the Constitution. I attended plenty consultations, even way back in the day when Patrick Manning was Prime Minister. This local government reform was part of what was going on. Basdeo Pandey, Dr. Rowley came, Kamla Prasad Bisasa came, all of them come. None of them proposing it as part of the Constitution. Any cabinet could just say no local government election, and that's that. All what they talk about 4-year term, increase, full-time all manner of things they talk about for local government, they have never proposed and have never put it as part of the Constitution. It's not protected. So that is why I keep saying it is a hoax, because anybody could stop it. Any government could just say no local government elections.
You posted up something did you post up something from News Source concerning that whole issue with local government?
No, I didn't.
All right. Hold 1 minute there, guys.
I did.
Good. Yeah. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. It's Billy here. Good morning, guys. Morning to you, breakfast show. I have two different points to get off my chest. One is the death of that 12-year-old child, that beautiful little footballer, Aspire footballer. And why I raise it there, because I really think that this children are being failed in this society. We feel in a society we can protect our little children. There's something they call the children's authority. They don't have to investigate this thing with these functional homes. Will be trying to pay this children out of these homes. If we don't fix these things, this thing going to happen again. This hurting me. See that little traveler child walking from some place to go by some grandmother or something, and some monster, call him a monster, could just bounce at her and beat her, and they say the top sister, she suffered blowing force into the head. This is really in our society why we can't protect our young children in this country. And I just want to add by saying too, straight thing from that, is that the award of, what is his name? The Professor Kojo. I supported Kojo as a young man, grew up somewhere in Tobago, there, went to high school and become a professor. A professor is not a normal person. And I mean, the people who is objecting to getting his award, they have issues with him. And I'm saying, well done to Professor Kojo on the assumption of the award of getting the highest award. Thank you guys. Have a good weekend and be safe in whatever.
Thank you, Mr. Big. So Charles, they're asking for the poll to be put up on the screen because people are voting already based on what we said. Yeah. So the poll is: would you agree to a 4-day work week if half of the public holidays in Trinidad and Tobago are removed? Would you agree to a 4-day work week if they remove half of the public holidays? All right, that's the poll. So you can keep voting on the chat whilst we take calls, right? So the lines are open, 281-1315. As I said, Ms. Henry, I hope I cleared up one of the issues because that's just one, but it's the main one. It's not protected by the Constitution. And they have separately refused to put it in.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Charles. Good
morning, Sina.
Richard.
Morning.
And to all those who look to him. As that man, listen, I don't want to hear that name Kojo, you know. He definitely don't have any right to get that award. The other award has been watered down because I waiting to hear what great thing he has done for this country. He hardly live here. He come, they had some group called NIAP. We tired support that group. Going to different functions, buying tickets for things, and then all of a sudden we hear nothing about that group called NIAP or something. So
you might forget about that group.
What has he done for Trinidad and Tobago that we could feel so proud about him? They have watered down that award. They could have given him some other medal, you know, but the highest award, no man. No, we have to leave that for people who have done it.
He is an acclaimed educator in Caribbean literature and stuff. So
yeah, but he did that for Trinidad and Tobago. He worked abroad.
It honors Trinidad and Tobagonians who have achieved excellence. And you can't say he hasn't achieved excellence in certain ways.
I am saying he didn't achieve excellence, you know. I am saying he didn't that award should not have been given to him.
I think deprive people their award. The people are awarded, celebrate
anything
them.
that he has done for this country here in Trinidad and Tobago. You understand?
Okay.
So, anyhow, putting that aside, I want to say, as a man raised about the 11-year-old, like Mr. Barrett's daughter was the only child that had prominence in this country, or that was a political football. All the brouhaha they made, and then they brought in the girl, one of the ones who had died around the same time as a side thing because they felt bad when people started to compare. Now so many other young girls have died, and especially this last one here. I ain't see nobody running home by the people. I ain't see it making no big brouhaha. Where all the candlelight vigil people, where all of them? And it's down in that area. They came out when we had a state of emergency here for COVID to rub up on one another to say that.
So you're saying it's a political thing? It's a political thing. That's what you're saying.
It was. And it's looking bad because other people must feel how when their daughters are brutally murdered like that, and not a peep from the people in Parliament. Nothing, no candlelight vigil. All those who were running behind up and down Mr. Barrett and making it up.
Zina, I have to tell you, it just goes to show that the UNC in opposition don't make joke with politicizing things. Maybe it's the PNM that lapsed.
Yes, the PNM fault.
Maybe it's the PNM that lapsed. The PNM
what's stopping the PNM from having a candlelight with it?
Because all the murders were on Dr. Rowley's shirt.
Zina.
All of a sudden, nobody, the murders are taking place on none of them shoulders, and nobody must go.
Well, Zina, that's okay. Zina, that's probably why the PNM in opposition. Because they don't latch on to opportunities. So maybe you should start a candlelight vision and remember, and get others to come forward and if all want to politicize the thing.
I don't subscribe to politicizing any death.
I find that
anybody, especially a child. I will never agree with it. So I didn't like when the opposition did it back when PNM was in power, and I ain't gonna support it now either. Sorry.
Anyway, and then you did post up something in the group from News Source concerning local government and certain firings that took place.
All right, that one, yes.
Yes,
when I said it's a hoax.
You posted up, sir.
Yeah, when I said it's a hoax, yes, I did.
Yes, you posted up. I know I saw something in our group, and I said, but who posted that? Wasn't it when then? It is you.
So people will continue to vote on the poll by
you need to put your hand to the camera, That's what you need to do.
Let me read it.
We are going for the news at 7 o'clock. We'll be back shortly.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Guile Caribbean. I'm Derek. Finance Minister Devendranath Thakur yesterday welcomed Standard & Poor's affirmation of Trinidad and Tobago's investment grade rating at BBB-, while acknowledging the agency's decision to revise the outlook from stable to negative. In a statement, Thakur said the affirmation reflected the country's strong democratic institutions, economic stability, and buffers such as the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. But he noted the negative outlook signaled the need for reforms to strengthen fiscal sustainability and accelerate diversification. Sand&P warned that persistent weaknesses in public finances, stagnant growth, and reliance on the energy sector posed risks that could trigger a downgrade within 2 years. Thakur said the report underscored Tobago's resilience and attractiveness to investors, but also highlighted the urgency of reforms. He promised that the upcoming budget would outline transformative measures to boost diversification, strengthen fiscal discipline, and secure long-term growth. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar yesterday publicly distanced herself and her cabinet from remarks made by Minister in the Ministry of Housing Philip Edward Alexander, saying he was totally out of line. Her reprimand followed a social media post by Alexander that sparked a public spat with Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodriguez. In his post, Alexander suggested that India, through Prime Minister Narendra Modi, had strategic influence over Trinidad and Tobago and warned Venezuela of possible consequences if it threatened the country. Rodriguez hit back in a fiery response, accusing Trinidad and Tobago of bowing to the U.S. in warning against interference in Venezuela's affairs. Persad-Bissessar made her position clear during a news conference at the Diplomatic Center, where she said the cabinet did not share Alexander's views and had instructed him to stay in his zone. Following the Prime Minister's rebuke, Alexander later acknowledged his misstep in a Facebook post and pledged his full support for Persad-Bissessar's leadership. Retired Senior Superintendent Johnny Abraham was appointed to head the National Operations Center, NOC, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander announced yesterday. Abraham, who retired from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service in December 2015 after a long career in the Central Division, confirmed his appointment and outlined plans to revitalize the NOC. "I plan to bring back life into the NOC," Abraham said, recalling his frustration at past inefficiencies, including cases where stolen vehicles moved through multiple police districts without interception. He also pledged to tackle home invasions and the recent resurgence in kidnappings. Opposition Senator Dr. Amory Brown has accused Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar of using the phrase "putting TT first" as empty political sloganeering. At a media briefing in Port of Spain, Brown said the slogan deflects criticism while government actions undermine Tobago's values and foreign relations. He warned that the Prime Minister's inflammatory comments about Venezuela have already strained deportation coordination with that country and may breach international humanitarian law. Brown also accused Persad-Bissessar of neglecting CARICOM responsibilities on regional security, even as she prepares to address the UN General Assembly. He concluded that slogans cannot replace sound governance. Kidnapping survivor Janki Sadi Kareem has personally thanked the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service for her safe rescue. Kareem met with Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara, where she presented a token of appreciation and extended gratitude on behalf of her family. Her rescue came after a series of coordinated police operations that left 2 suspects dead. On Tuesday, 24-year-old Zechariah Williams of Red Hill, Dabadi, was fatally shot after allegedly pointing a firearm at officers. Police said a Glock pistol and ammunition were recovered. But Williams' relatives dispute the account, claiming he was unarmed and shot without warning. They have called for an investigation. Earlier, another suspect from Sea Lots was killed during a police operation in Rampanalgas. Kareem, a 44-year-old mother from Valsaine, was abducted on July 13th in Spring Village. Her family's vehicle was later recovered, and police maintain no ransom was paid. In international news, former French President Nicolas Sarkozy was yesterday sentenced to 5 years in prison after being found guilty of criminal conspiracy in connection with illicit funds from late Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. The Paris Criminal Court acquitted Sarkozy of other charges, including passive corruption and illegal campaign financing, but ordered him to pay a €100,000 fine. The 70-year-old, who led France from 2007 to 2012, announced he would appeal, but the ruling means he must still serve time in prison. The case stemmed from allegations that Gaddafi's regime secretly financed Sarkozy's 2007 presidential campaign. The court found that while Sarkozy's aides sought financial support from Libya, prosecutors did not prove he personally benefited from the campaign funds. It marked the first time a former French president faced jail time for criminal conspiracy, further damaging Sarkozy's political legacy as he continues to fight several other convictions. Finally, at this week's UN General Assembly in New York, the United States, Colombia, and Guyana traded sharp words over Venezuela. U.S. President Donald Trump defended the sinking of 3 boats in the southern Caribbean this month, which killed at least 17 alleged Venezuelan traffickers. He said the strikes were part of a war on narco-terrorism, warning smugglers they would be blown out of existence. But Colombian President Gustavo Petro called for Trump to face criminal charges, saying some victims were poor Colombians, not traffickers, and accusing Washington of using anti-drug policy to dominate the South. Meanwhile, Guyana's President Irfan Ali urged the UN to protect small states, reaffirming that Venezuela's claim to Guyana's Essequibo region was already settled by international law and must now be resolved peacefully before the International Court of Justice. And that's news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Your mid-morning
Don't
just
miss Furniture Plus
for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The Mid-Morning Mix and Mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Wake up, rise up. It's the Net Radio Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day
Tell me
right.
choose between you and Carnival, I go miss you, I go miss you bad. That's right. Ring, ring, ring. Hello babe, can you hear me? I have something to say to you, and what I want to say to you, it's not easy, but I can't hold it back no more, so I have to let you know, yes, I won't be coming back home. No, 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 not coming back home. I confess that I love to roam, and I found a place where I feel at home. Out here on the road, on the road, out here on the road, on the road. Ooh, and I love it here, I love it here, I love it here, I love it here, and I love it here, I love it here, I love it here, I love it here. My baby, you could meet me if you want, come and join me if you want. This place is the sweetest, Lord, it's full of happiness, and don't have no kind of stress, and that's why I won't be coming back home. No, 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 not coming back home. I confess that I love to roam, and I found a place where I feel at home. Out here on the road, on the road, out here on the road, on the road. Ooh, and I love it here, I love it here, I love it here, I love it here, and I love it here, I love it here, I love it here, I love it here.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
I go miss you, I go miss you bad.
Oh, I tell you, I gonna miss you bad, bad, bad. But you see me out on the road, I love it here. Ricardo Drews here, I tell you, one fantastic song. Hey everybody, welcome inside the second hour. Of course, you are here on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, taking you above and beyond. We are the heartbeat of the Caribbean. We also here on Gael Caribbean, so let me say good morning to the Gael family. Good morning everybody, and thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate your company. Of course, remember you can pick us up all day, every day. We stream all through holidays, weekends, everything at newerattradio.com. Also New Era TT Radio on TuneIn, so you get us on your Google and all of your smart devices. And while you check out all of our platforms, look for the support buttons, because we need your support. That's what is going to keep us on air. Hit the support buttons and support us. Continue to vote on the poll, alright? Would you agree to a 4-day work week? But you have to give up half of the public holidays to get that. That's our morning poll, so continue to vote. Yes or no. Put that first and then put in any other comments that you have, right? Of course, when we come back, we'll continue with the breakfast show, so don't go anywhere. Let's pay some bills.
Pay $1 down on higher purchase plans at Furniture Plus. Enjoy fast approval, low interest rates, and up to 36 months financing. Retirees, self-employed, and permanent employees apply today. Buy now, pay later with Furniture Plus credit plans. Conditions apply.
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davante tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Chamflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Chamflair. We do it all.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
It's the funniest comedy, rated 10 out of 10. You don't leave foul to watch Corn. Now hits the Central Bank Auditorium on Saturday the 27th of September at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday 28th at 6:30 p.m. before heading to Sapa San Fernando on October 4th and 5th. It's the best show of 2025. You don't leave foul to watch Corn. September 27th and 28th at Central Bank Auditorium and October 4th and 5th at Sapa. Call 481-2185 for further information. You don't leave foul to watch Corn. Who does that?
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
We are back from our 7 o'clock news, and lots of votes on the poll today. You could put back up the poll for us there, Sir Charles, so people could keep voting whilst we count. Of course, today is Friday, September 26th. It's the end, well, bearing on the end of September. It's not Roland's birthday sometime soon. Not so happy. When is it? The 30th, I think. When is the 30th? Are we back? Now we're back on radio by that day. I remember.
Or Tuesday, one of those days.
Yeah. The 30th is the last day of September. So that will be what? When? Monday or Tuesday?
I think Tuesday.
I'm losing. All right, my calendar covered down. All right. So our poll this morning would you agree to a 4-day work week if half of the public holidays are removed? All right. Would you agree to a 4-day work week if you get half of the public holidays that we currently have? Right? We have where Richard?
I am right here.
All right, you ready to start to count?
He's getting himself organized, I suppose.
Yeah. No, it's somebody talking there. So the question.
Yeah.
I told you I have cousins.
Oh, so they came all right.
Discussing stuff.
All right. To celebrate Auntie birthday.
Yeah. So we'll be celebrating it today, so I'm going up there.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Brennan Smith says no. He voted early. Miguel Gonzalez, yes. Bernadette Yates, no. Far Rockaway, yes. DL, yes. CJ from New York, yes. Okay, it's mixed up into programming, right? No. Josie Richardson, no. Derek Billwin, yes. Ava Smith, no. Hilary Zahn, yes. Marlon Motley, no. Diane Payne, no. Classic Brother, yes. Michael Oliver, no. Terence Roach, no. Kazim Mohammed, no. Gregory Boyer, no. Suzanne Jessup, no. Michael Cadet, no. Lester Cragwell, no. Eunice Dublin, no. GH, no. Derek, yes, that was a topic also. Estelita Sampson, no. Lincoln, no. Ron DeSantis Jr., hell yeah. Yes, hell yeah. Wendy and James didn't vote here. Yes, Wendy, that person did receive an award. Levines, Akil Levines. He received an award, but you said he should have received the order, the highest award. I don't think the highest award will go to gallantry. Because actually, I think 4 people received awards under gallantry. Margaret Thomas, no. Donna Ramlo Chan, relax. I don't know what she's telling to relax. And I agree with Rena. I think you got the name wrong though. Joshua Rigello. How come Joshua Rigello didn't receive an award for breaking the Guinness World Record? That's strange.
Are you doing the poll or you're not doing the poll? Or you're having this tangential kind of conversation?
All right. All these comments have nothing to do with the poll. Rena Jennings, no. Alistair Hart, yes. Slick Money Grip, no. David McCarthy, no. Carol Guevara, no. Joseph Clement, no. It will make lazy Trinidadians more lazier. Robert Taylor, no. Michael Robinson, no. Valerie Mendoza, no. Apollonius, no. Shema Paul, no. Anne Noel, no. Maria Cellier, no. And that's it I have here. I don't know if Sir Charles have any extra.
Yes, I do. So let me just scroll back here a little bit. All right, get this here, move around that.
Oh, you didn't know you had to go to the top of your scrolling, right?
No, yeah. No, I pressed something and just went out. All right, anyhow, so Frank says yes. Freya says yes. Captain Ron says no. Mahi says no. Horatio, no. Brenda, no. Dean didn't vote. Fifi says no. Terry Ann says yes. Mr. Billy says no. Laverne says no. Zena says hell no. Pauline says no. And Sexy Red says yes. That's it.
I wonder if people realize that, I mean, after Richard Conks, I'll tell you what my opinion is. So those are our votes on the chat.
But they can keep it shared because at the end of the day, it doesn't change anything now.
Right. So our poll this morning was: would you agree to a 4-day work week if half of the public holidays in Trinidad and Tobago are removed? It's obviously a poll from somebody that doesn't live here. So
it's from Chris to say.
Yeah, you could tell that it's obviously somebody who doesn't live here and doesn't realize the importance of these holidays to the sanity of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
But Richard, a 4-day work week means you're getting what, 52 extra days?
Excuse me, employers will find a way. So, your 4-day work week, your employers will find a way, trust me. And as I said, why can't it be both? Which holiday is going to take away? You know what bacchanal that is to take away half of the holidays, Wendell? What you deciding? You're taking away Diwali and Eid? But leaving Christmas? What
you had to leave all three? You had to do all three?
Yeah, so it's 3 you have to stay.
Yeah.
What holidays you actually getting rid of?
Yeah. Get rid of Republic and keep Independence.
Republic?
Well, Republic Day, Independence Day, both of them could go. What is the other one? The other day,
so much noise just for the parade.
Exactly.
And Wendell?
Yeah.
People make so much day just for the Independence Day parade. you want to get rid of them 2 days?
Get rid of it. What's the point of having a day if you have no parade? Get rid of it.
Anyway,
what's the point of having a Republic Day if you're only giving people who politically aligned awards? Get rid of it too.
Would you agree to a 4-day work week if half of the public holidays in Trinidad and Tobago are removed? We had 52 people voting on the poll this morning in the allotted time, and of the 52 people, 39 of you said no, you do not agree with that poll, and 13 of you said yes, you agree with it. A lot of the people who said yes, of course, were Trinidad Americans, people not living here. A lot of them said yes because they're not living here. You don't understand the importance of holidays.
Look at he's taking that comment day long in the end, trying to justify madness. He said we have 20 holidays per year, so you will lose 10 days and get 52 extra days. But Crystal said, what you're not realizing, people will lose pay. People won't pay you for 5 days if you're only working for 4. Eh?
Exactly, yeah. So 13 people said yes, and 39 people said, hell no, leave our holidays alone.
I love it, Chris. I'll try for you.
That's it for our poll this morning. The poll is now done. Even if you vote, now it does not matter. And you know, I think I've moved my camera. When I do that, I should stop doing that. Yes.
But does it actually hit the camera?
It hits the camera.
Oh, okay.
Camera manufacturer says, this is the resilience of our camera. Every morning.
Anyway, so we still taking your calls. You can call in and make your contributions today.
Yeah, because today is your day. Today is your day.
Yeah.
So let me just put back up the number 2811315. Of course, reminding you that theater is on this weekend. You don't leave foul to watch. Corn is on at Central Bank Auditorium. If you have never come to a play in your life, this is a fantastic first play to see. You know, every time you do a play, there's some people who have never come to a play before, and they have come for the first time ever. Every time we do a play, there are virgins, so to speak, in the theater, and they leave
gobsmacked
and that they did not realize that theater was so good.
Yeah.
They always say that they did not realize, and they are fans forever. They're coming back.
Right.
So theater is on this weekend at Central Bank Auditorium, a fantastic theater to see a play actually. On Saturday at 8:30, Sunday at 6:30. Of course, tickets available at the Central Bank Auditorium box office, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. And you can also get tickets at K Squared Fashions in West Mall, K Squared Fashions in Eastgate, and K Squared Fashion in Benton Mall, Chagonas, as well as Electronics in Arima has tickets. You get tickets by Electronics. Jabili Rawi in Tunapuna, Antoni's Florals in Val Park Shopping Plaza, and of course, Chamflair Auto Services in where Chamflair, obviously. So that's where you can get tickets. You can also purchase tickets online. There's a process. You could check RSRR Productions Theater on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok for more information concerning how to accomplish that. And you can also see some of the reviews from people who attended the play, and they're all magnificent in terms of what people are saying about this play on this weekend. Trust me, after you come to the play, you will be distressed for the entire week. I guarantee that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're taking calls. So good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sir Charles.
Good morning,
Richard. Good morning, and Wanda. Good morning.
Good morning,
all listeners and viewers. So I'm happy I got you now because I have to step out at 4:30 and I won't be hearing you all. You know, 3 little things I want to say. I'm not taking long. My first beef is I saw an article in the Express this morning, a letter to the editor concerning the awards, the award that was given to the TKR. And I agree 100%. I don't cricket, I love cricket, I'm glad TKR can follow cricket all years. But remember, there's a franchise cricket team, a franchise cricket, and they are all the players from different countries. Why give an award to a franchise team? I find that didn't make any sense. So that is one. The award to Professor Selwyn Cudjoe, I just feel this Prime Minister, even though he got 2 board positions, I found that those who she couldn't give board positions to or some other positions to, she decided to give awards. Miss Dr. Indira Rampersad is one of those persons. I heard her, and I think I told Sir Charles about that already. Twice on a talk show, a morning show, after I listened to you all, I rewind and listen to others. And this lady is given wrong information. Wrong, totally wrong. And one of them was that she said Chambers never won an elections, which was so wrong. And she argued with the person. It was JW at the time. She was so wrong. She doesn't want to be rude. She don't want to correct herself. And she go and get an award for what? Because she supports the prime minister and everything she says. And some others who I find, this was the first time, I mean, all of them is had the politics in it, which I find it shouldn't be. But like this time was a political something that if you didn't get a position, you will get an award. And my third thing is, when somebody retires at age 60, Richard, that might fall in your garden. How come they didn't call you back? After how long this man retired? 2015, Johnny Abraham. After 10 years, you bring back a man back on the job after getting all his benefits. A younger person is waiting for a position there, and you bring back a man who retired to get a salary again after he worked. It's just in a front of printing in this government, apparently. You know? And it's like, what is happening? You know? I just find this politics this time around is like in your face kind of way. Look, take it, all it has in nothing. Just take it. And I noticed some of the newspapers not writing articles or letters to the editor and the editorial actually. They're not writing about anything concerning the things that this government is doing. Some of the things are so glaring and nothing happening. So we just have to live with this. Yes, Lord have mercy. As Cheryl Henry said, Lord help us. You all have a good morning, and I'll be cutting off at 7:45. So you all have a good day. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Clearly, the field of the Johnny Abraham appointment as a retired police officer will work in that position. And when I read the article and listen to the comments of Johnny Abraham, I think he feels it's a policing unit. I don't know that he understands the role of the National Operations Center, you know. But time will tell. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and if you check back, Dabity, in the course of the newspapers, in the editorials, in all of the especially the Express and the Newsday, you'll get quite a bit of criticism of what has been taking place with the government also. So, yeah. Good morning to you, caller.
Hello?
Caller, you there? I probably listen. Rockaway, are you there? All right. I'm seeing him, but apparently he says now he's sick. So we'll take another caller. Caller, good morning. There's a thing going on here this morning.
The callers go on, Richard go on.
No, they're there, but like, I don't know. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning to you,
Captain. Hi, Captain.
Yes. How you doing now? First of all, I want to address Gina. There was something mentioned by one of the ministers. It wasn't the evening show with the guy with the fancy glasses. So pertaining to the 12-year-old got murdered. So I agree with you guys. Let's not make it political, because it's a 12-year-old girl, and I don't all feel it up here. I mean, I hope they catch whoever did it. And for the last caller there, I think I hear what she's saying about bringing somebody back, but look at it the other way. They're fighting the criminal problem in Trinidad, the crime problem. So they're using every little inch that they can get, every angle they can take to fight this thing. Let's do it. Look at it that way. All right, at least so it's like if they ain't doing anything, you're gonna say something. Now they're doing something, you're still saying something. So just give them a chance. Let's see what's doing, because that guy was really good. Johnny Abraham was a very good guy. So maybe he can rub off some things and teach some of the younger guys. It's just a contract. It's not bringing them back permanently. It's a contract. All right. And so Charles, the people in Ethiopia calling me and asking me if you're not seeing their messages. Today is Meskel. It's a holiday there. That's the thing I told you all after the New Year, where they burned the tree from the cross came from. Right? So it's Meskel. So happy Meskel to all of the Ethiopian people that are listening. All right, guys. Y'all have a good day. Have a good weekend. Be safe.
Yeah, thanks very much, Captain Ron.
All right.
Yeah. Sometimes within the whole run-ins of the show and checking all the other things, I can't go into messages, to read them and stuff sometimes, and sometimes I miss it because sometimes somebody might send a message and then you may answer another, like the morning poll, yes or no. So
Why are you so intense about it? Why you feel you have to be so intense about it and answer? Okay.
Because I believe when people are concerned, they should answer. Good morning to you, caller.
Somebody come on,
That's what everybody needs to do today. Just go out jump out your car, open your door, and dance in the road.
Rockaway, are you there with us now? I don't know why I'm not here in Rockaway.
He's far.
He's probably too far. He's calling on the same phone. Rockaway, are you there? I see.
Rockaway.
I guess that. And now this is the same.
Are you there?
I was just looking to Rockaway on her. Good morning.
Morning.
You see? Good morning, caller.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Miss Henry.
Yes, I need to find out something. Richard could help me with this. I was reading this article where Vicky Budram was freed of all charges. And what was so ironic was the prosecutor is saying it will be wrong or heartless, something like that, to continue this case. And I'm saying she don't realize how many people has lost their money. I have a friend right now down here in Diego Martin. Is the entire family. She, her husband, and her 2 children were going on that cruise that never sailed. And you are telling me this woman will just walk away free? I am seeing where they say she bought a Benz for how much thousand. She bought land in Palmis. Richard, could the state seize those things and pay those people back their money? I want to get your legal advice.
The state not ready.
Because I find that is ridiculous. And I noticed the DPP have been dropping the ball when it comes to cases and sending prosecutors to prosecute. What the hell is this? How this woman could just walk away free? My God, let me tell you, I had to thank a friend who I grew up in Europe with. I might have been a victim. And when I told her, I said, let us go on the cruise. She said, me? She said, me ain't going on no cruise with her. I said, why? She said, you forget your uncle was this big car thief in Europe? I said, oh God, you don't make her pay for what she uncle do. Hello?
Miss Henry, still in the topic now. Yeah, still.
Thankfully, you didn't call her name, but there were allegations against it. But it's good that you didn't call her name.
Yeah, you know when you get reckless with the thing, please be mindful.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Patrick.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Wendell. Steve, good morning. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. You know, sometimes I don't be listening on the news and things when they're talking about this, that. But like people forget the poor people in Trinidad and Tobago. Like people forget the poor people in Trinidad and Tobago.
Forget you said.
And the middle class.
Nature's Lord Father. Go ahead.
Yeah, like people forgot the poor people and the middle class people in Trinidad and Tobago. Yesterday, I went to purchase something in a certain place. And I see a young lady serving me and she just started to cry. So I asked the young lady, what you crying for? She said she's frustrated in this place. I don't know how hard Trinidad get for poor people. When I see one in the grocery.
Me? I
go to the grocery.
I can't cook, so I don't buy groceries to cook.
When they don't go to supermarket and think, when they just go by fast food outlet and pizza place and
yeah, either I go to the grocery, but I don't buy stuff to cook because I can't cook.
I see the price of tomatoes, cucumbers, lettuce. When I should go in these places when I see the prices of things, I'm sorry for people who are
Richard and Sir Charles just cook, ask them now.
Yeah, I see tomato at $26 a pound or something like that. I mind that.
So the people who have 2 and 3 children, and recently I set up people that lay off and go home. And I read it now with some big company, you gotta lay off some people. I'm ritual is about them.
See that?
Yeah, something box. I'm not.
Yeah.
Let me know if I think in them places. So me don't remember the name. Nice? Starbucks. They got to put staff and all kind of things.
I don't see that.
A lot of people on the bread line.
Well,
all right, Mr. Patrick, thanks much.
The government has to come up with some sort of plan in this budget in terms of re-employment, because it's over almost 50,000 people who have lost their jobs over a period of time since they've come into power. So let's see what plan they have coming out of this budget coming up here. You know.
Okay, caller, good morning.
Good morning. Are you hearing me, Sir Charles?
I'm now hearing you. Good morning, Rockaway.
Okay, this is Far Rockaway here. Yes, I keep hearing some electrical static something. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Go ahead. We hear you here clearly. Go ahead.
With respect to the earlier comment about Andrea Barrett being a political football, you don't usually draw assumptions from one incident. It was Andrea Barrett and the girl from Cocorit. Since Andrea Barrett was killed or murdered, there have been several murders of children. And I don't see any more political footballs being kicked around. Like the 4 children who got killed in I think Valencia or somewhere, there was no candlelight vigil. So saying that one incident and use that to cover everything and whitewash everything, I don't agree with it. And when people come like, if it was Mr. Rowley or Dr. Rowley, if it's a figment of your imagination, it is not reality. It's from you imagining that if Mr. Rowley did it, it would be that's not a fact. That's a figment of your imagination. When you use the word if, it doesn't exist. And by the way, was the reply from Mr. Faris Alwari about pepper spray, and you're going to give everybody pepper spray, was that also political or was that not political? Okay? Everybody have a beautiful weekend. It's Friday. Bye-bye.
Have
Okay.
a great birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Thank
you.
Yeah, happy birthday, Far Rockaway. Mr. Patrick talked about Starbucks. I think that's not a Trinidad and Tobago story, you know. That's
I didn't see it.
I think that's a North American and Canadian story.
Okay.
Where they're closing some stores in North America, meaning the US and Canada, and they are downsizing 900 non-retail staff. I don't know what they mean by that. Well, that means non-retail, means not the people in the store.
Backroom staff.
Yeah. So that's a U.S. story. That's not a Trinidad and Tobago story. The way he said it, it sounded like a Trinidad and Tobago story.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not. It's a North American story.
Thanks for clearing that up, Mr. Ragabash thing, because I didn't see it anywhere.
Exactly. So I was like, what is he here? Because I knew it was a North American story. So I went searching to see if there was a Trinidad version of that story. But I'm not seeing any Trinidad version of it. I'm seeing the North American version.
Okay, caller, good morning to you. Remember, people, this is your time to talk. Call us, 281-1315. Miss Sampson.
Hello.
Miss Sampson, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Chelsea, I live alone. And I
you want
went
somebody to come and live with you?
Yesterday, my grocery normally used to be $200.
Miss Sampson?
It was $800 and I did not pick up everything I wanted to pick up. I don't know what taking place with people who have to feed people.
But I don't think the rise in grocery prices is unique to Trinidad.
Sundays, everything could close down on a Sunday. Because it have some family working Sunday to Sunday. You can't even go to church. They don't have a day of rest. You know, long ago, I remember on High Street, the place used to close, stores used to close lunchtime on a Saturday. Everything open every day now. Closing on a Sunday. Let people get back to their family life, go here, go there.
I went by a hardware.
Everything could stay like in the 1950s, you know.
Miss Sampson?
Actually, I went by a hardware on Sunday going. And I was shocked. Well, first beginning hardware is hardly ever open on a Sunday.
No,
right?
they all open on a Sunday.
No, but I'm just saying. Hold on. There are some hardwares don't open on a Sunday. But this hardware said that they were open until 8 p.m. I said, wow, I was surprised at that.
Yeah. I think that is down in St. James, right?
Yeah.
There's the man who doing everything, battery and everything too.
Oh, you know it?
Yeah, he been advertising that for a long time. You understand? Okay. So yeah,
you're talking Johnny. What are talking Johnny? What are talking about now?
Yeah. No, you're not advertising.
That's not secret.
It would work actually.
Yeah. So if at some point, but that has been needed, you know, Wendell. Because sometimes on a Sunday something happened home, you need something. Hey, all the place close up. You had to wait till Monday. Come on, man.
I by 8 p.m. I say, whoa, that is late. But
good morning to you, caller.
When you're late drinking alcohol by rum box, you don't study that. But you're minding Johnny Q business.
Not on a Sunday. Not on a Sunday. You can get happy here 8 p.m. on a Sunday night. You bother one. And don't talk about the next one.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, Norfolk, Virginia, front and center again via the next safest city in America, Baltimore. Third safest student. Hey, is it Rituals Coffee? Maybe Mr. Patrick, couldn't you
know? It's not
Rituals Coffee. Did they still have that wrong? That's the
wrong.
Rituals. There is a story about Starbucks reducing staff, but it's in North America. But he must just see the headline and say, because it's in the local newspapers, so he must just see the headline and run with it. But it's really when you read the article.
Run with it, eh? Hey,
yeah, when you read the article, it's talking about North America, Canada. Well, US and Canada.
Yeah. Well, you all will be very proud. I am the only man, maybe in America or planet Earth, has never stepped into or never had a Starbucks coffee. I ain't like them petty bourgeois and them who's go like, oh, I must have my latte to start the day. I mean, that's, simply black and strong like us, right? And with a little sugar, and that's good enough for me. Hey, I wanted to find out with the foreign exchange situation as it is in Trinidad. I thought about it. Do you, some of these like franchises and stuff that they have from USA or wherever? That by itself is making a pull out of the foreign exchange. Wouldn't you guys agree? So I mean, I just wondering under any government, on either side, everybody's talking about a foreign exchange crisis, but I don't think nobody is brave enough to step up and have the cojones to ask questions like that, So, and lastly, look, what's her name? Vicky Budram, right? Got off and so on. Hey, Jack get off too. So it all seems that it comes back to like who know you, and money talks, and you know what walks, right? So that's what it is. But the average guy out here from Queens who might have, done something, maybe not white collar crime or anything like that, you know those farm boys, from Virginia. That's what we call a sitting agency out here who is come and extradite you, come and get you, right? They'll send them after him, but not those involved in, high white collar crime. And I hate using that term white collar. Let's just call it high crime, for a better choice of words. And lastly, is Brian Quaitong still in Trinidad?
As far as we know, yes. We don't know.
Okay. You don't know? Okay. So every society has its untouchables, it's whomever. And but the average guys like us, we'd be up the river already. Right, Wendell?
Yeah, well.
Anyway.
Okay.
No, just think of it, I mean, somebody like Mr. Thomas, who was literally kidnapped out of Barbados, right? I mean, only if he had the resources to stand up against the system, and this is not just Trinidad, but any society, anywhere in the world. It's so unfortunate, And but anyway, hey guys, you guys have a great day, all right? Good show.
All right. Take care.
Yeah. All right, so Mr. Patrick is back. Mr. Patrick, are you there?
Yeah, Mr. Ragubasi. I read the headline in the Trinidad and Tobago papers. But what I was trying to
story. You run with it.
Yeah, I run with it. The 400 meters, right? I run with it. Right. This is what I was trying to say. The place I went was in a franchise place upstairs in the mall. And the young lady said she frustrated working here because of what going on in the place. And they might go home just now. What I'm saying, a lot of people get laid off and sent home, and how people paying their rent, boy? How people paying their mortgage? How people buying food who have children? And I wonder, a long time we had something called the Housewife Supermarket Association, Ms. Hazel Brown. They have any supermarket association again to protect families, to try to lobby the government?
Yeah, because nobody want to do what Hazel Brown used to do. Nobody want to go with no placard and stand up out front. All right. So
the people who have the money, well, last you see anybody go in front of any big place and protest.
Well, all right.
For price of food learning.
Well, then you understand fully well why you don't have that.
You went to Charles mumbling and grumbling about people don't do it no more, but both all you're going to do it.
That is all.
That's what activism is. You don't wait.
But you
wait. She didn't talk. You just come here to bump your gum and release it and go back and sit down and drink your coffee. I go here to do. You come to bump your gum. If you want to be an activist, you want Sir Charles Connect and go in front of one process.
Activist is only when she is in power.
So Charles, you only activists to give phone call out.
That is what Mr. Patrick later. Yes.
I see that comment here from Melchizedek. Melchizedek, you're wicked, He said Jack living in the biggest prison in the world. He could move around, just stay far from the bookers.
he's like the people in the Gaza. He's an open air prison. Good morning to you, caller.
Sometimes you get some doozies on this comment chat.
Caller, are you there? All right. What's happening? Hello, good morning.
Hello? Mr. Grant.
As we have a pause, let me just say that you don't leave foul to watch corn. It's on this weekend at Central Bank Auditorium on Saturday at 8:30 and Sunday at 6:30. Tickets are available at the Central Bank box office, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. And of course, you can get tickets at K-Squared Fashions in West Mall, East Gates, and Brentwood Mall in Chagonas, Electronics in Arima, for those of you in the Arima area, Jabili Rawe in Tunapuna, Shafle Auto Services in Shafle, and Antoni's Florals in Valpark Shopping Plaza. Get your tickets early because you don't leave foul to watch corn, and just because I can, I will.
It's the funniest comedy, rated 10 out of 10. You don't leave foul to watch corn. Now hits the Central Bank Auditorium on Saturday the 27th of September at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday 28th at 6:30 p.m. before heading to Sapa San Fernando on October 4th and 5th. It's the best show of 2025. You don't leave foul to watch corn. September 27th and 28th at Central Bank Auditorium and October 4th and 5th at Sapa. Call 481-2185 for further information. You don't leave foul to watch corn. Who does that?
Wait, that's 2 weekends straight, Your Honor.
Okay.
Right, let's get back to the callers, please. Caller, good morning. Thanks for holding on.
Yeah, no morning. No problem. Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Gentlemen, I don't know if you all would have seen something on social media that was shared widely yesterday, where one of the proposals that the cabinet agreed to accept is a levy on banks and insurance companies of 0.25%.
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Right. Well, if that takes place, that would mean a cost in those two areas for customers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because these businesses are not known to accept absorb costs to the clients, right? Now, it's interesting coming from a government who accused the past administration of trying to tax itself out of debt, and that couldn't move, right? Very interesting. That is one. I saw another one where somebody was talking about the situation with the NIB, where in 8 years the funds will be exhausted. But he said something wrong in terms of equating the NIB with social welfare with the old age pension. And the two things are different. And I'm saying that when people spread these kinds of misinformation, it leads to alarm, right? And blame and trend blame and so on. Now, I've always said that the biggest problem with the NIB was when they decided not to have contributions from self-employed persons. They stopped that. So people like taxi drivers, the little vendors and so on, that was a mistake. And the other big issue for the NIB board is that the NIB board has a cap on overseas investments of 10%. And I'm saying that there are enough profitable instruments that the NIB could invest in profitably to bring in additional revenue to its coffers if it would take off that 10% cap. And I'm saying that you just can't depend on increases from contributors ever so often to do that. So you need to once again look at the self-employed people and raising that investment cap from 10% for overseas investments. At some point, as we approach the budget, I will hope that you gentlemen will get one of the financial experts to weigh in on those two things. That proposed 0.25% levy on banks and insurance companies, and the workings of the NIB as it relates to its portfolio with overseas investments to go above 10% in the long term and the self-employed people. Thanks for that, gentlemen. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, thanks, caller.
We will be working on that.
The self-employed people, I keep telling, but I've given people this advice. Form a company and make yourself an employee of the company, because a lot of people would like to pay NIS, so that in the latter years they could benefit from it in retirement years. But NIB does not accept payments from self-employed people. Form a company, make yourself an employee of the company, pay your NIS. That's all.
All right. Caller, good morning.
I don't know if just Sir Charles, I don't know if you only missed all right, take the call.
Caller, go ahead.
Yes, I just want to get in here to clear up something with women.
So,
Mr. Charles, hear what? When I spoke about the Barrett girl, I didn't talk about it that we should have one for the young lady who died. No, you know, there are many other young girls who fell prey to that kind of situation, and I'm just was trying to point out that they take certain things and make it political. So I was trying to show the hypocrisy of the UNC party. And not that I want and feel that it should have candlelight vigil for everybody or this young lady, no. I was just trying to show you how the hypocrisy of the UNC people, and not only them, it had other parties who joined with the UNC, you know, who was heading that too as well. And though a special individual, I won't call it the name, but he was one, you know, in the UNC belly. Right? So I was just showing the hypocrisy of governments.
Okay.
And especially that UNC one.
Well,
okay,
it can be hypocrisy, but it could also be strategy. They use that. They made those things, certain things, issues that they know tugged at the gut of the country. They did that successfully. I didn't like it, but they did it, and it worked for them.
Anyway, I just wanted to mention something quickly before we go to news. And this was something that happened since March, I think, but I think a lot of people weren't aware. But after a recent change by the Trump administration, the federal government no longer explicitly prohibits contractors from having segregated restaurants, waiting rooms, and drinking fountains.
What?
The segregation clause is one of several identified in a public memo issued by the General Services Administration last month, affecting all civil federal agencies. The memo explains that it is making changes prompted by President Trump's executive order on diversity, equity, and inclusion, which repealed an executive order signed by President Lyndon P. Johnson in 1965.
Wow.
Regarding federal contractors and non-discrimination. The memo also addresses Trump's executive order on gender identity. While there are still state and federal laws that outlaw segregation and discrimination that companies need to comply with, legal experts say this change to contracts across the federal government is significant. It's symbolic, but it's incredibly meaningful in its symbolism, says Melissa Murray, a constitutional law professor at New York University. These provisions that required federal contractors to adhere and comply with federal civil rights laws and to maintain integrated rather than segregated workplaces were all part of the federal government's efforts to facilitate the settlement that led to integrations in the 1950s and 60s. The fact that they're now excluding those provisions from the requirements for federal contractors, I think speaks volumes. That was something that went under the radar. That a lot of people weren't aware of, but I saw some people on TikTok and Instagram now talking about it. That's how I was like, what does that mean? Even though there are federal laws that will still bar it, but it's a weakening of the system.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the people was a white guy who apparently was very involved with Trump, and he was really down crying black people who supported Trump, and saying that he's been to Mar-a-Lago many times, and he says Mar-a-Lago could fit 1,000+ people, and he says I've never seen a black person. Because in all of the times I've gone there, I've never seen one. That was one of his things. I don't know how true it is, but that's what he said.
Right.
But he was really talking about that as a weakening of the laws against non-white people. And
black people need to go Africa. They could go Canada. They could go Portugal. They could go Costa Rica. That's where black people need to go.
All right, and we need to go to the news.
Exactly.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Guile Caribbean. I'm Derek. Finance Minister Devendranath Thakur yesterday welcomed Standard & Poor's affirmation of Trinidad and Tobago's investment grade rating at BBB-, while acknowledging the agency's decision to revise the outlook from stable to negative. In a statement, Thakur said the affirmation reflected the country's strong democratic institutions, economic stability, and buffers such as the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. But he noted the negative outlook signaled the need for reforms to strengthen fiscal sustainability and accelerate diversification. Sand&P warned that persistent weaknesses in public finances, stagnant growth, and reliance on the energy sector posed risks that could trigger a downgrade within 2 years. Thakur said the report underscored Tobago's resilience and attractiveness to investors, but also highlighted the urgency of reforms. He promised that the upcoming budget would outline transformative measures to boost diversification, strengthen fiscal discipline, and secure long-term growth. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar yesterday publicly distanced herself and her cabinet from remarks made by Minister in the Ministry of Housing Philip Edward Alexander, saying he was totally out of line. Her reprimand followed a social media post by Alexander that sparked a public spat with Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodriguez. In his post, Alexander suggested that India, through Prime Minister Narendra Modi, had strategic influence over Trinidad and Tobago and warned Venezuela of possible consequences if it threatened the country. Rodriguez hit back in a fiery response, accusing Trinidad and Tobago of bowing to the U.S. in warning against interference in Venezuela's affairs. Persad-Bissessar made her position clear during a news conference at the Diplomatic Center, where she said the cabinet did not share Alexander's views and had instructed him to stay in his zone. Following the Prime Minister's rebuke, Alexander later acknowledged his misstep in a Facebook post and pledged his full support for Persad-Bissessar's leadership. Retired Senior Superintendent Johnny Abraham was appointed to head the National Operations Center, NOC, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander announced yesterday. Abraham, who retired from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service in December 2015 after a long career in the Central Division, confirmed his appointment and outlined plans to revitalize the NOC. "I plan to bring back life into the NOC," Abraham said, recalling his frustration at past inefficiencies, including cases where stolen vehicles moved through multiple police districts without interception. He also pledged to tackle home invasions and the recent resurgence in kidnappings. Opposition Senator Dr. Amory Brown has accused Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar of using the phrase "putting TT first" as empty political sloganeering. At a media briefing in Port of Spain, Brown said the slogan deflects criticism while government actions undermine Tobago's values and foreign relations. He warned that the Prime Minister's inflammatory comments about Venezuela have already strained deportation coordination with that country and may breach international humanitarian law. Brown also accused Persad-Bissessar of neglecting CARICOM responsibilities on regional security, even as she prepares to address the UN General Assembly. He concluded that slogans cannot replace sound governance. Kidnapping survivor Janki Sadi Kareem has personally thanked the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service for her safe rescue. Kareem met with Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara, where she presented a token of appreciation and extended gratitude on behalf of her family. Her rescue came after a series of coordinated police operations that left 2 suspects dead. On Tuesday, 24-year-old Zechariah Williams of Red Hill, Dabadie, was fatally shot after allegedly pointing a firearm at officers. Police said a Glock pistol and ammunition were recovered. But Williams' relatives dispute the account, claiming he was unarmed and shot without warning. They have called for an investigation. Earlier, another suspect from Sea Lots was killed during a police operation in Rampanalgas. Kareem, a 44-year-old mother from Valsaine, was abducted on July 13th in Spring Village. Her family's vehicle was later recovered, and police maintain no ransom was paid. In international news, former French President Nicolas Sarkozy was yesterday sentenced to 5 years in prison after being found guilty of criminal conspiracy in connection with illicit funds from late Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. The Paris Criminal Court acquitted Sarkozy of other charges, including passive corruption and illegal campaign financing, but ordered him to pay a €100,000 fine. The 70-year-old, who led France from 2007 to 2012, announced he would appeal, but the ruling means he must still serve time in prison. The case stemmed from allegations that Gaddafi's regime secretly financed Sarkozy's 2007 presidential campaign. The court found that while Sarkozy's aides sought financial support from Libya, prosecutors did not prove he personally benefited from the campaign funds. It marked the first time a former French president faced jail time for criminal conspiracy, further damaging Sarkozy's political legacy as he continues to fight several other convictions. Finally, at this week's UN General Assembly in New York, the United States, Colombia, and Guyana traded sharp words over Venezuela. U.S. President Donald Trump defended the sinking of 3 boats in the southern Caribbean this month, which killed at least 17 alleged Venezuelan traffickers. He said the strikes were part of a war on narco-terrorism, warning smugglers they would be blown out of existence. But Colombian President Gustavo Petro called for Trump to face criminal charges, saying some victims were poor Colombians, not traffickers, and accusing Washington of using anti-drug policy to dominate the South. Meanwhile, Guyana's President Irfan Ali urged the UN to protect small states, reaffirming that Venezuela's claim to Guyana's Essequibo region was already settled by international law and must now be resolved peacefully before the International Court of Justice. And that's news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Don't miss Furniture Plus Inventory Blowout Sale. Get up to 65% off in-store and online. Enjoy massive savings on furniture, appliances, and more. Hurry, this deal won't last. Shop now and save big at Furniture Plus.
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop. Located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair. We do it all.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
It's the funniest comedy rated 10 out of 10. You don't leave foul to watch corn. Now hits the Central Bank Auditorium on Saturday the 27th of September at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday 28th at 6:30 p.m. before heading to Sapa San Fernando on October 4th and 5th. It's the best show of 2025. You don't leave foul to watch corn. September 27th and 28th at Central Bank Auditorium and October 4th and 5th at Sapa. Call 481-2185 for further information. You don't leave foul to watch corn. Who does that?
Well, this is where we wrap up the breakfast show for this morning. It's just about 8:15. Of course, thank you for joining us throughout the week. Joining in the conversation, whatever we spoke about and whoever we interviewed. We appreciate you watching us. We know you have a choice, and we're glad that you chose us.
Yes, indeed we are. Happy weekend. All have a wonderful and safe weekend. Be careful on the nation's roads. Look out for the young ones. And remember to let go and let God.
And don't forget that theaters on this weekend. You don't leave foul to watch Court at Central Bank Auditorium on Saturday at 8:30 and Sunday at 6:30. Tickets available at the Central Bank box office, open 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily, and at K Squared Fashions, West Mall, East Gates, and Brentwood Mall, Jabili Rawi in Tunapuna, Electronics in Arima, and Tony's Flores and Val Park Shopping Plaza, and of course, Charflair Auto Services in Charflair. So now you know, looking forward to having a fantastic time at Central Bank. We always love going to Central Bank Auditorium, so it's going to be a spectacular weekend. Have a fantastic weekend. Whatever you do, the weekend has begun, people. Woo! So,
It's a Friday, baby!
It's a Friday, baby!
It's Friday. I can see people looking back at this show just to see this lady dance.
Your weekend starts right now.
All right, so this is the breakfast show.
Yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned.